Say you're. What's good, boys?
What's poppin'?
Good day, Good Noodles family. This is your boy Willie Knight, first of his name, alongside my brothers from another mother. But don't let Janine tell it. We want to welcome you guys to episode 1 of the Good Noodles Podcast, where we have so many things to talk about. So we appreciate you coming on our channel to view and see what we got to say about any number of things. If y'all want us to talk about something, make sure you comment. Hit us up on Instagram at Good Noodles Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Good Noodles PC, and like our self-titled page on Facebook, Good Noodles Podcast. Tell us what you think. We will interact with you. We will talk to you. Talk to us. Today, on today's episode, we're going to go into a segment we call Top 5. We also are going to talk about what really scuffs our Timbs.
My damn Timbs, man. They scuff the lot.
Now, you know the New York natives, there's a lot of things that bother us, but when you scuff them Timbs, man, it's a wrap. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to...
You got to cherish them things.
I'm telling you, man. Some of them Timbs last longer than relationships out here, but we ain't going to talk about that.
Ain't that right, Mel?
Don't do that. That's
too early in the episode. Don't do that.
But before we get into the show, where we're going to talk about hometown influences and how you could become a product of your environment and how to not become a product of your environment, y'all don't know us. We going to go through the intros real quick. So to lead things off, I'm going to kick it to my day one, my A1 since day one, my brother from another mother. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros. Hey, Adam and Mel, that means ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Brugal Papi himself,
yes,
my brother, been there for me through the darkest of times, through the best of times. I love him like he is my own flesh and blood. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Isaac Brugal Papi Champu Marera.
Hey, hey. So for y'all who don't know me, first time listeners, whether you just hopped on the podcast or you've been with us to the journey and you don't know who I am, my name is Isaac Moretta. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Lived in Dominican Republic for 6 years, so that's where my roots are. You know what I'm saying? Pops and moms, they both from Dominican Republic. But I will say this. I'm here to make y'all laugh. I'm here to make y'all think. I promise you, I'm here to poke at all your emotions. If there's one thing I can do, is poke at y'all emotions. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it on to my brother who's here with me. He's not a special guest, but he's a special guest in my home. He is the definition of height does not measure heart. My boy Melvin Montalvo.
Yo, what's good? I'm Mel. I'm from Brooklyn, born and raised. I'm here to bring a little bit of trouble. Here to stir the pot a little bit.
We know.
We already know that.
You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys like and subscribe. Give us a lot of feedback on. Give us some feedback on every episode that comes out. So right now I'm introduced my dog. A cool ass motherfucker, you feel me? And he's funny just like the rest of us. Right now he look like a bisexual leprechaun, but
I know this toe-looking motherfucker ain't talking about me, boy.
He from the 2-6. But he really from the Bronx.
So he from Florida.
Here y'all go, bro.
I bet you if everybody in unison said 2-6, that nigga Adam be like,
My dog Adam, go ahead, take it away.
Yo, what's poppin'? I'm Adam. I'm the best looking one in this whole group. I got a leprechaun over here. I want to be Joe Budden.
Hey, don't forget Young M.A. Ooh.
Damn, y'all ain't even let me put her. Y'all didn't let me put her in the game. Come on, bro.
That's because jokes are repetitive, Adam.
Let's get through it.
But yeah, I'm the Puerto Rican one that can actually, understand Spanish. Sorry about Mel, he don't understand shit, but I'm from the Bronx. I was in the Bronx till I was a teenager, then moved to North Carolina. And then I'm here to bring the funny, the heat, and everything these niggas don't think about. I try to think about shit more literal. Mel can't think that hard, and neither can Isaac. So they got to put their heads together. That's why they're together right now.
Hey, if the podcast flops, we know who Red Bronx is.
Hey, look.
Blame the three motherfuckers from Brooklyn. But anyways, I'm going to shoot it to my brother, my main man, Willie. You know what I'm saying? We're holding it down since day one. We done traveled across the ocean together and shit. And then we made it back to the motherland.
Hey, go ahead and chill. That's deployment y'all went on. Anyway.
Hey, man.
And
anyway.
Yo, chill. That was a TDY, but it's all right. Yeah. Relax, Isaac. We haven't all been in for 9 years. Thank you for that, Adam.
But anyway, whatever.
We're
not gonna do that.
Thank you for that, Adam. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna just start off by saying I love all y'all. We're gonna get this emotional shit out the way first. I really appreciate all y'all letting me expand on our vision that we've talked about countless amount of times.
Yes, sir.
We joke about it.
Through with it.
We used to joke about this all the time until it was just like, yo, you know what? Scared money don't make no money. Let's just do it. Let's put a podcast together. Thank you everybody for watching, tuning in. I don't care if we get 5 views on episode 1. I don't care. That's a success.
We supplying 4 of them.
Right. We got 5 views and the 4 of us is 4 of them. That's fact. We appreciate that.
It's more views than we thought of, bro.
Fact. But I am Willie Knight, first of his name. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to Coney Island. Shout out to Flatbush and Midwood. I graduated from Midwood High School. I'm working on my business degree in business administration. I was attending the University of Maryland overseas, and I'm continuing.
Okay. I got my GED.
Willie going to the board. Willie going to the board.
Man, don't make me turn this camera around and show my shrine in the corner.
All right, chill. But I'm working on my degree right now. I've been in the Army for 6 years at this point. I don't plan on doing 20, even though everyone says I will, but I doubt it.
Man, he's reading up tomorrow.
If it was up to me, I get out tomorrow. But that's not the case. But yeah, I am. I got my stepdad license. I got my girl dad license. I'm a happy father of 2 beautiful little girls. And we wanted to start this podcast because there's just a lot of things that we have to say about a lot of things. And like Isaac said, we're going to poke at the heartstrings. We're going to poke at your emotions. There is no bigger troll in the world, and I only mean this figuratively, than Mel. Because you see Isaac and Mel sitting next to each other, but Mel is actually standing up.
Look where I'm at.
Mel's actually standing up right now.
Exactly. So
my bad, Adam. You 6'1".
So we appreciate you guys viewing. That's who we are. Hopefully you'll learn to love us as the shows go on and you interact with us. Again, hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter, Instagram. Email us at goodnoodlespodcast@gmail.com if you need some advice, and I promise you, we will keep it anonymous. We won't say no names. We'll make sure we take out all the identifying factors of the email. Hit us up if you want advice, whether it be social media, whether it be about work, whatever it is, just hit us up and we will offer some sound advice on the show.
I can't promise your advice gonna get you where.
Look,
don't come.
It's just
don't get worried about we might be taking it too lightly. We're gonna come.
Don't go telling. Yeah. Don't go telling your husband or your wife. Well, the Good Noodles Podcast told me to do this.
Hopefully they already know we told you because they're too. But
that's a fact.
with that being said, this is who we are. Thank you for allowing us to introduce ourselves. We are going to move in to our first segment, which is called Hot Topics. Now, the first topic I'm going to bring up is going now, boys. Ain't no turning back. The first topic that we talking about is Bad Bunny dethroning Mr. Drizzy Drake Rogers, Mr. Aubrey Graham. He dethroned him on the Spotify throne of most views in the year with over 8.3 billion
I'm gonna have to take a shot to that.
streams on that. So
let me go first. Let me go.
So go ahead, talk to us, Adam. What's your thoughts? Bad Bunny done took over for Drake.
All right. So all I'm gonna say is Drake dropped one project this year.
Talk your shit, Adam.
Bad Bunny dropped 4. And I might still be right.
Adam.
It might be 5. But the society we live in, on top of being in COVID, we don't have shit else to do but listen to music.
Yeah.
And new music drops every Friday.
Life, I agree with Adam.
So new music drops every Friday. So push that to, he basically dropped new music every 3 months. When you break it down, every 3 months. If it's 4 projects.
So he put out 3 projects. He put out Bad Bunny. He put out El Último Tour del Mundo. He put out.
You gotta count the one that just came out, bro.
Las que no iban a salir, and he put out. What is it? YHLQMDLG. So I think here's where I say no. Any publicity is good publicity because Bad Bunny was on all types of movements this year. Y'all remember he put out the video where he dressed up as a woman.
Because he was in the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, like wasn't it? I think like one of his fans was murdered, and it was a hate crime because one of his fans was a part of the LGBTQ community. And they killed him or whatever the case, and he was trying to be an advocate for his fan and let him know like he accepts all his fans. Like you see my man be wearing nail polish and all this types of other stuff and skirts and all that other stuff. And I think creatively he's a great mind. But
absolutely he is.
He is reaching out. He's reaching out of his element. And I think to have 8.3 billion streams on Spotify.
But bro, even people who don't even know Spanish. Not when like I know full-blown country people like that don't know a lick of fucking Spanish, like worse than Mel, and they still
the man has reached the masses, I will say, because no matter where but think about it, like no matter what kind of party you go to, no matter the demographic that's mainly there, because you're gonna hear a Drake song. Take New York out of it. We know all the different demographics in New York, but you leave New York. I go to a party out here in Cali, or I go to Vegas, or y'all go to Charlotte, or whatever. You go to a club, a party, bar, lounge, whatever. They playing Drake. They're gonna play it. Like, and then you play it, and you play certain types of music. You get too deep into a genre, and some people are turned off. Drake, there's a song for everybody with that Drake has.
Hey, but look, I will say this though, right? Who made Hov and Kanye do an album?
I know where this point is going. Go ahead.
Drake.
It wasn't Bad Bunny.
It wasn't Bad Bunny. That Watch the Throne album was inspired by what Drake had did in the game. Hov said that Drake made him want to rap again.
And hold on, time out, because me and Willie are great. Me and Willie, and y'all know this. Me and Willie are Hov fans. That's a quotable. Hov actually said that. Hov actually said that. Okay. So I will say this.
Hov been doing this since '96.
No. We're not. That's not the argument we're having today. We're not arguing about Hov and Drake because me and you, and we can go against the world when it comes to Hov. But what I will say is, Drake and when we push out this episode, I hope I get arguments and interactions from you. Drake is the Michael Jackson of this generation, bro.
He is, bro.
He does it all.
But I'm saying like Billboard, like I'm saying, he's the
Nah,
only person that can compare to, and it's not even just us saying that. Bill, like I said, I'll go look sometime tonight. No, Billboard released a statement saying that the only person in line with Michael Jackson to this era is Drake.
So moving on from that, another hot topic that we got going on, me and Isaac were talking about the other day, is Selena got a series on Netflix, and I can't really gauge if the fans are happy, if the fans are not happy. Truth be told, I'm all about the art of performing arts, and I think it was phenomenal. Like, not to segue away from Selena, but when I was watching OJ versus the People on Netflix, I'm like, yo, this is what we need to see. Like me, I'm born in '93, so Selena wasn't popping until I got older. OJ, I didn't know about OJ. I only heard about jokes about OJ. Then I saw the show, and I was like, oh, okay, this opens my mind to what was going on. The same thing with Selena, the series, and I'm like, yo, this is good. It gets in detail about things that the movie didn't get into. But the one thing that frustrates me is the comparison. Like, the comparison is the thief of joy, and I feel like people are comparing the wrong things. First of all, because they're comparing this actress to J-Lo and not to Selena. Like, do you want this actress to be J-Lo or do you want it to be Selena? Like, you got to pick a side. Yeah, like if you trying to be J-Lo, then do a J-Lo movie and do that. Don't compare that. But if you trying to be like, it seems like some of the fans literally just want Selena to resurrect and then play herself in the damn docuseries.
And that's the thing. People are split on it because I was talking to a couple of male and female friends about this, and some of them were like, well, I don't think they casted it well. And I'm like, okay, but just like you said, they're comparing. I'm like, casted it well versus what? We got so enamored with the Selena movie because, yo, let's be real here. J-Lo ain't that great of an actress, but she rocked that Selena movie.
She is a performer.
She is a performer.
That's probably the only good movie she got.
She rocked the hell out of that damn Selena movie.
Adam, don't trigger nobody because you know Made in Manhattan was popping.
Right. Don't do that.
Broke as shit.
J-Lo is a trash actress, but I will give her this. And Enough, she did her thing in Enough too. Enough was right.
Oh, Enough was good. I'll give her Enough. Enough was good.
So, but my point.
Still trash.
My point was like a lot of the shit that people were complaining about was like, oh, like the wigs were whack. Okay, what y'all want? It ain't right. Nah, but it's like if you focus on the true fact of the like, or like people were like, oh well, she's lip syncing, bro. There's only one Selena.
And wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Selena family wanted Selena's voice and Selena's voice only.
Exactly.
On a lot of this stuff. So it's like, what you want me to? I can't turn my voice into Selena's voice.
And you know what the crazy part about it is about the fact that people keep comparing the movie and the series. You know the chick that plays Selena's mom in the series, that was her best friend in the movie.
Right.
It's so. They kept a lot of the same elements, and I'm to me personally, it's a good one, bro. It is.
Truth be told, I'm excited. I binge watched it, and I'm already done. I'm waiting for part 2 to come out. I thought it was pretty dope. And plus, you see the dedication, and you think of like maybe like the guilt that her father might have had because he felt like he pushed her.
He pushed her too far. Yeah.
That fame, and that fame was the same fame that killed her. And like I really hope like to this day, like it doesn't really like eat at him like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the thing is like, well, people don't understand, like, it's different for the kids that are like the ones that are younger right now, like the ones that are still like maybe like 17, 18 that are watching this, this TV show and they're Googling Selena and they're like finding out, versus us who we the older generation who we knew who Selena Quintanilla was. When Selena got killed, I remember, bro, I was sitting up watching Telemundo con Mami and like, yo, the world stopped, bro. The world stopped.
I was somewhere playing with like. With that being said, we'll close out the hot topic segment and we'll work our way into Scuffs My Tims. So go ahead, Mr. Adam, take us into that.
All right, so it's the holiday season. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
But it's beyond that. I'm just talking about in general. Sex is not a gift. It's not. I'm here to say that, bro. It's not,
You
it's
ain't
not
lying, but holy.
no, but
Hold
listen.
on. It is like Visa. It is accepted everywhere. However, you're right. I agree.
But I'm saying, okay, boom. So today's Valentine's Day. You gonna go out and get some lingerie? Either me or you gonna pay for it. Then I'm gonna come back and get something that I probably did exactly 2 days ago.
You lying. You got that shit this morning before you went to go get the lingerie. So
and nothing fancy happening between this morning and coming back with the lingerie.
Facts. I think that's facts. Like, cause, and I'm not speaking for a gender specific, but people expect some high quality gifts and then giving nothing back but some shit I got 2 days ago without giving you nothing. So what's the difference?
Right. No, I agree.
So people, get your fucking significant other a gift that's not the poom.
I mean, hey, look, because you know what? At this point, like the memes are funny and like it is what it is, but sex is not a gift, bro. It's not.
Sex is not a gift for events. I will say sex in general is quite the gift, but that's not what we're
right. No. Like sex itself, yeah. Now, but like
sex itself is a gift, but the whole thing is a whole
right. But when you
go
show up
over and beyond and go get all these extravagant gifts, and then it's like, boom.
But when you saw my birthday, yes. All right, Adam covered that one, man. You can move on to the next one, bro.
What scuffs your Timbs, Isaac?
You know what scuffs my Timbs? And it really, really scuffs my Timbs? It's these non-New Yorkers using real New York terms and terminology, bro. Oh my God, bro. Do not get me started. Bro, I'm telling you, if there's one thing that I hate about traveling when I go to Virginia, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Jersey, all that shit. Bruh, when they use like actual New York terminology, bro, it literally makes the hair on my back stand up, bro. Like, y'all don't understand. I mean, facts. But it literally makes the hair on my back stand up. Like, bro, let me tell you a little story.
Gave me a bad visual.
Like, look, let me tell you a little story. One time, I done visited this little place called Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that place. It's the hood.
I heard that's the hood, bro.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, I visited this little small place called Erie, Pennsylvania. And I was going to this store, to that store. They got Dunkin' Donuts. They got Duck Donuts, which is a great place. Shout out to them. They got quote-unquote corner stores. They got all that.
Nah, they have stores on the corner. There's a difference.
Right. They don't have corner stores. They have stores on the corner. And everywhere I went, hold on, Poppy. Everywhere I went, it was good. Ew. Like,
right.
where, bro?
We don't do that.
Like, no, I don't talk to you like that, bro. You live in Pennsylvania. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Like, good morning. Yeah, and not even good morning, sir. Good morning, sire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, don't stop trying to act like you from where I'm from.
Because
master.
You know how the conversation goes, because me and Isaac had this when we first met. It's, oh, yo, where you from? I'm from New York. Oh, where? What part? I'm from Brooklyn. What part? Oh, like, yo, you gotta break it down. Like, oh, I'm from Coney Island, Stillwell Ave. Like, you know, you take the the D, the N, the F, the Q to Stillwell. Like that's me. That's my stop. Like you got to break it down to damn near the train station. But most people from New York City, they don't even say I'm from New York. They'll say like me. I say I'm from Brooklyn. Like, oh, are you from New York? No, I'm from Brooklyn. There's a difference. Like, but then you get those people that's like, oh, I'm from New York, and then you're like, okay, what part? And then they're like Syracuse. Like, just say you from Syracuse. Don't send me down this ride. Like,
or then they try to hide it and be like, well, I'm from upstate.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. So that wraps up my segment. I'm glad y'all told me what's cuss your Tims, and I'm glad y'all know what's cuss my Tims. But we about to move into a little spicier segment called Top 5.
Okay. Hold on. Before we do that, viewers, tell us what scuffs your Tims. In the comments, let us know what's your thoughts on what scuffs our Tims. Let us know what scuffs your Tims or your Uggs or your Chucks or whatever it is that you got.
Whatever it is that you wear on a daily basis. I don't care if it's them Nike 7s that you wear to work every day.
Tell us.
And if you're worried about people seeing whatever scuffs your Tim, email us.
Yeah.
Let us know. We could talk about that anonymously.
That's a fact.
That being said, we're going to get into the next segment where we call Top 5.
Top five.
That's it. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, for today's episode, we're going to go over top 5 influences of a person. Now, please understand, as the viewer, we can only speak for ourselves. We can't speak for you. However, we do highly encourage you to go in the comments, go on our Facebook page, go on our Instagram, go on our Twitter, and tell us some of your top 5 influences. And I'm going to rewind it a little bit. Tell us your thoughts on the Selena series. Tell us your thoughts on Bad Bunny taking the top spot on Spotify. I don't even have Spotify, so I can't speak much on it. But
I forgot you got time.
I'm team title. I support
team Apple Music.
I'm team Apple.
All right, team Apple Music. Congratulations, guys. I got it. So I just want to encourage the viewers to go and interact with us. Let us know what's your thoughts on the show. Let us know your thoughts on what we're talking about. Chime in, and for the next episode, we'll bring up some of these thoughts and we'll continue the conversation. And we'll definitely interact with you in the comments and stuff like that. We're not
absolutely
like that. We won't really be like that because we know where it came from.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna go into the top 5. I'll start off with something easy and something that kind of encompasses the whole overall theme of the show. Definitely something that should be in the top 5 influences of anybody is their hometown. And I'm not just going to say that and end it there. The way I see it is New York prepared me for the world because there are so many different people in New York. There's so many different demographics. There's Russians, there's Italians, there's Black people, there's Mexicans, there's Puerto Ricans, there's Muslim people, there's Jewish people, there's Christian people, there's Baptists. Everybody is in New York but Southerners. Southerners are the only ones. Southerners are the only ones that's not in New York. They're the only demographic that you won't see in New York. Like you don't see cowboy hats. You don't see people dipping. I didn't see people dipping until I got in the Army. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just gum or something, but I didn't see people dipping until I got in the Army. So it's that culture that I had to kind of learn when I moved out of Brooklyn. But being home is definitely a big influence because it's so easy to become a product of your environment, you know?
Absolutely.
Whether you grew up in Bed-Stuy, like I'm gonna talk to them like Hollywood. Like people only know certain areas in Brooklyn or New York. So you grew up in Bed-Stuy, you might have grew up tough and hard, and you had to be careful walking home from school. Or you grew up in Bensonhurst, where you really might not have had to be that careful. Or you grew up in Marine Park, where you really didn't have to be that careful. Or you grew up in Coney Island, walking up and down Mermaid or Surf on East 15th Street, where all the crackheads are. You might have had to be careful walking home. You might not have been able to go somewhere by yourself. A quick story, when I was in basic training, the first time I ever went to the firing range, my drill sergeant, he laid down next to me. We already throwing rounds down range and whatnot. So all you hear is, them things going off. My drill sergeant laid down next to me. He was like, sounds like home, doesn't it? Private. And I was like, yo.
You're not wrong, but
facts. Like, damn, bro. Like, you just gonna drop it on me like that? That was crazy. But home is definitely a big influence, and we'll get more into that later. So, one of y'all could let us know another influence that.
So I'll hit you with an influence, but to kind of like hop off a little bit with what you was just saying, like the biggest thing about New York is it's the melting pot. Like we all there, like you said. So like, when in the world would you ever hear about a Dominican kid raised in Brooklyn dating a Jewish girl with an all-white family? Like, bro, like that was me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever heard of Moretta? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole Jewish girlfriend, bro. Like, I used to be at Queens College, like I was a student. I didn't even go there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was to the point I was there so much that people thought I actually was in attendance. Like, yo, y'all see Isaac for this class? Bro, he don't go here.
I don't go here.
So to roll it over to influences. So for me, like you said, we speaking on our personal experiences and things that influence us. And this one might seem like an easy one, but it's a lot deeper than that. But I won't even say parents, it's who raises you, because somebody who raises you isn't necessarily a parent.
That's a fact.
I was raised by my mother. Like, she pretty much single mother after after I turned 5, she was a single mother. But at the age of 7 or 8, at the age of 8, I was being a little badass, and she sent me to the Dominican Republic to get my life straight. So I was living with my uncle, my aunt, my 4 cousins. They raised me. They weren't my parents, but they raised me for the next 4 years. You feel me? So like, the reason why there's so much Dominican and Hispanic and this Latino influence in me, obviously I would have had that if I lived in the state of New York and lived with my mom, but at the same time, I was in the shit. Like, I lived in a third world country. That's why now I'm such a minimalist. I don't care. I like having nice things, but I'm not gonna go crazy if I don't have the greatest things. Because why? I grew up from the ages of 8 to 12 in a country where I didn't have hot water in the morning sometimes, or we could be having dinner and next thing you know, the power went out. But you know what we did? It wasn't a panic. It was just like, yo, it's another day. The power went out. You light a couple candles. You get the Monopoly. We play in the kitchen until the power comes back on. So that's why, like, it molded me into the way that I am now, where y'all know me. Like, as long as my kids got food to eat, as long as there's food in my fridge, bro, I don't care about nothing else. And as long as my bills are paid.
Jameson.
Like,
don't forget Jameson.
Well, sometimes, we got sometimes, due to the economic crisis, we got to drop it down to Bacardi sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But,
whoa, hold on. Don't disrespect the fruit that
my man.
Don't you dare, okay? I got a certified certificate from Bacardi talking about I'm a certified psychologist. Fuck out of here, all right?
But to close out my note, and I mean what I said as far as not everybody that raises you as a parent, because even after I left Dominican Republic, my uncle was still my biggest male influence. He's not my father, but he was there and he taught me the core values that I have. I'm not perfect, but the things that I do right, I got them from my uncle, because he showed me, not through his words, but through his actions, what being a man is.
Yeah, and you bring that up, and it's funny because my question for everybody is, it's maybe not even in the form of a question, but just because that's the male influence in your life, that's the alpha male in your life, that's the father figure, and no disrespect to your uncle and your family or anyone else's, but
absolutely,
that don't always make it the good example.
Right. And that's why I said the things
make it okay, that's the man in my life, that's who I need to be, because sometimes that's a fucking scumbag over there, bro.
Right. And that's why I said the things that I do right.
Yeah.
Most of them I learned from him. Now, don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna put my uncle business out there, but he wasn't kosher all the time. But the lessons that he taught me.
Shout out to the flawed uncles out there.
Right.
Shout out to the flawed uncles out there. But they still stepped up and did what they had to do. I was raised by a flawed uncle. I love my uncle more than I love my own dad. That's my motherfucking dog.
I was gonna say, there's whole group chat. This whole group chat, we're all flawed uncles.
Yo, you right.
That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that. Whenever you said that, I saw where he was going.
Yeah.
We all flawed uncle.
Okay, what else we got for influences? We got family, we got home. What else we got?
Mine is kind of intertwined, bro. It's like you're really a product of your environment at the end of the day. Cause I was born in the city, and then I was there off and on until I was a teenager pretty much. And then I moved down here. So then I still got the best of both worlds, because I ain't gonna forget when we moved down here. It was just like I moved down here and it was night, and I got down here on a train and fucking like I don't remember seeing shit but trees and like street lights and shit. And then the next day my uncle was in the military, and I was like, yo, where's the closest, bodega or gas station and shit?
Oh, what?
Like,
yeah.
And I was like,
Walmart's open.
I was like, yo, like I'm trying to go get something to drink. Like, where's it at? And he's like, it ain't no walking distance. So he's like, just walk that way. You'll walk to it. And I was like, all right. Yo, this nigga set me up, bro. Like, I walked hella far. And, bro, one no fucking gas station, bro. And then I walked all the way back.
5 Waffle Houses.
No, but what I'm saying, like when I first moved down here, like I ain't know what the fuck Bo was. I ain't know what sweet tea was. You ask for sweet tea in the fucking city, they gonna give you iced tea with some fucking sugar packets.
With like 10 Splenda packets.
Exactly, bro. Like,
bro.
Ain't no fucking sweet tea.
Yo, let me get a glass of diabetes out here.
Right.
Yeah, no, and then like you walk around and like people be holding the door. They be like, "Oh, good morning."
Yo,
bro. Me and Willie be talking about this.
Damn, yo, when they say hello and you just stuck, like,
yeah, you just walking by, bro. Like yo,
nigga, who is you talking to? Right,
exactly,
like the Southern hospitality for us up there, it's like, yo,
it's mind your fucking business.
You trying to shoot the fair? Like, yo, what's up?
Bro, like it's like, yo, like Southern niggas got the habit of being like, hey, bro, you good? Nigga, I'm good. Is you good? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to rumble, fam?
Excuse me? Hold on, what?
I'm just saying, like,
pardon me.
Like, all that shit,
not pardon me.
Intertwined, man. Like, I saw the best of both worlds, and like Willie said, bro, I ain't know what dip was till I ended up doing high school out in North Carolina. Like,
I didn't know that.
Dudes was out here doing dip in the middle of fucking class.
Yo, my drill sergeant was like drill sergeant Elijah Kuhn. If he ever get a hold of this, I hope he watches. He was like, yeah, I don't know if some of y'all know what it is, but I'm gonna quit dipping. And me from the hood, I'm like, yo, he be leaving us. He be leaving us like in the middle of the day. Oh, yo, hello? Yo, you just gonna leave us? Yo, and he said this, we in the field. I'm from Brooklyn. There's field. You go to Central Park, that's the field. Like, what? Like, that's the closest thing. So he said that, and I'm like, yo, he be leaving us? And then he saw the shit in his mouth. And I was like, all right, cool.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story about Basic real quick, bro. This how you know, like, when I tell you, like, living up north is way different than the south, right? And you know, like, not saying that everybody up north is allowed to curse in a household, but it's not uncommon. You know, you could come home and be like, yo,
it's a thing.
Like, I'm tight, and your mom is not really gonna snap on you and be like, yo, why you cursing in my house? There are some households that will regulate, you know, if you.
Oh, for sure.
In my culture, my Hispanic culture, where I'm from, like, we was good on that. You feel me? So I remember graduating and shit like that. And I was about to graduate. It was family day, and here I am talking to my mom, and I'm like, yo, like, she like, you know, how you feel? I'm like, I feel amazing. I feel accomplished. I was like, truth be told, this shit was fucking bullshit. I fucking hate it. You know, I was going in, and my boy next to me, he from Georgia, and I hang up, and he like, yo, you was talking to your mom like that? I'm like, yeah.
Yo, that's
like, it's like, yeah, I was like, different. I was like, I'm grown. Like, I could like express myself to my mom.
Right.
I'm not cursing at her. You know, I'm just like cursing.
I'm just cursing at what.
It's conversation.
Right.
Yeah. Like people get confused. I call Janine by her first name, and they be like, "Yo, who the fuck is Janine?" Every single one of y'all, when I first started saying Janine around y'all was like, "Yo, who the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "That's
you got that relationship with your mother." Let me call my mother.
Yo, go ahead and fuck around and call Sylvia by her first name. I'm passing the popcorn, dog.
Hey, I be calling Daisy sometimes, though. I can't even.
So he telling me how he really couldn't tell his mom how his experience was. You know, he kept it simple. He was like, you know, Mom, it was hard, it was tough, but I pushed it through. So I'm like, yo, like, what you really want to say? He like, I can't because my mom will beat my ass if I say it. I'm like, shit, well, you can tell it to my mom. I'm like, you give me $5, man, I'll let you curse at my mom. You feel me?
That boy out there hustling.
We need to go back to what we was talking about, though.
I give him the phone. I'm like, look, when she answer, her name is Millie. I mean, well, you know, Milagros. I'm like, you know, call her, hey, Miss Millie, let me holler at you real quick. So he give me the $5. I give him the phone, and he get on the phone and she like, hey, how you doing? He like, nah, fuck all that, bitch. Let me tell you how this shit works.
Okay, so we got family, we got home, we got being a product of your environment. Okay, what else? That's 3.
So, for me, I'm gonna say fatherhood, man. Like it really
all right now. The tissues is over there, dog. Oh,
I wouldn't even say nothing, bro. This nigga Melvin the asshole.
Mel, don't fuck this up. I'm already wearing pink and shit on the first episode. Don't fuck this up for me, all right?
Look, man. So look, growing up in a broken home, as most kids do.
Oh shit! I need to step back.
So my goal in life, ever since I found myself, right, and all blessings to the military. Like I give it all to the military. It made me the man I am today. So my thing is like after I found myself as I am, as a man, I decided that my goal in life is to give my kids that lifestyle I never had. I grew up always wanting to go to Disneyland, go to Disney World. Like that was a dream of mine because I saw it on TV. I always wanted to own a home because that's something I see at TV. I wanted the two family home, all that good stuff. Like I remember riding by these nice neighborhoods, coming from the hood, riding in a nice neighborhood just to see their Halloween or Christmas decorations. And I always wanted that for my kids. Like they didn't have to go far to see it. Like you go look outside and see it. So for me, like I feel like that's influential to me because every day it makes me want to be better just for my kids. Like I want to like be a better person just for them. Like I want to teach them life goals and life hacks. I want them to be like great young adults. And I mean, they turn into great adults that, like get into like a good school or a good career. So for me, that influenced me to also like motivate myself to want to be better,
So okay.
Wait. I gotta say something. So you said when you went from when you came to being a man. So how did it feel that you were the same size from there as being a man? And you was it? What was you looking at eye to eye? I just don't know how that went because you say you found yourself. I just want to know.
You know what? Look, I wasn't gonna say nothing because I like Adam. I know that kid attached to that hat.
It's funny you brought up like fatherhood and whatnot, and I think that's a dope answer, but it's one-sided because we can all relate to essentially not having father home but father figure there. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
Dad kind of fucked it up, but then somebody else had to step it up. But what I also want to bring up is because not everyone in our audience might have grew up like we did. What I want to bring up is that having the father in the household is just as influential. Like
it could be positively or negatively.
I'm trying to tell you. So shout out to my boy Paul Markakis. He grew up with mom and dad. And
I thought you were about to say Jake Paul.
Oh my God. I don't know. Shout out to Nate Robinson though.
Yeah.
So it's like, so my boy Paul, shout out to you, Paul. I love you, guy. He grew up with mom and dad in the house, but we still had the same kind of struggles where it was like we kind of had to grow up in different environments, being in a real diverse place. And I remember me and Paul used to sit on Flatbush Junction putting quarters together to get lunch and split a lunch. We are literally putting quarters together. And he will tell you the story. We put quarters together to get lunch that cost $4.25 before we went to baseball practice or whatever. So it's like, even when you have dad in the house, it still may not be the best circumstances. But in his case, it was fucking dope. Like, I love Paul's dad. I love Paul's dad like he's my fucking dad. Shout out to Papa Markakis. So it's you still gotta identify like the male figure. And I'm not here to say like the single woman or the mom is less important. That's not what I'm saying. Because I was raised by a single black mother. I was raised by a single black mother who worked in a white man's work. She worked in construction. Like, she worked with nothing but white men. So it was like, this single black mother is going to work every day to work with white men or whatever the case. And she came home and had to raise me, a young man who had no father in the house. But so it was like my uncle at baseball practice, or my uncle when I was in trouble at school, which was all the fucking time, or whatever the case may be. So it was like, you don't have that example. So what it turned into for us was that we had to, and I'm not even going to say had, I'm going to say have, like present tense. We have to lay the blueprint out for ourselves on what the fuck a man of the house should be, because I had a man of the next house. Like,
exactly.
My uncle lived across the street. My grandfather lived in fucking on Eastern Parkway across from the museum. I saw him on Saturday and Sunday. I saw my uncle at baseball practice and a few times on the weekends or whatever. Like, he's not in the house every day. He's not waking me up, hey, make your bed, brush your teeth, go get breakfast, go to school type shit. He's not there when I get home from school, hey, do your homework, let's go to practice type shit. It was just, he was there when I needed him. He was there when I didn't want him. And it, as a man, you kind of got to figure it out. Like, and what I really wanted to bring up is that you said you will watch this shit on TV, Mel. And me and Isaac was talking about it the other day. Isaac was mad at me yet again for not preparing him for some shit he was about to watch on TV.
Man, shut the fuck up.
All right, relax yourself. So, okay, I'm the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion, right? So that fucking reunion, when I tell you, it had me all the way fucked up. Because to put it simply, that show raised me, because I saw myself in Will. I saw someone who looked to their uncle as a dad. I looked to someone who was close with their cousins. I looked at someone who was true to where the fuck they're from. And no matter where you put me in this world, I am all about Brooklyn. I am all about Coney Island, Flatbush, Midway. I'm all about it. I'm all about halal food and bacon, egg, and cheese, playing like 4 or 5 straight games at Kaiser or El Park, and then going to the corner store and splitting Arizona. It was $1, but we split it anyway. So it was like, I'm all about it. So I see myself in Will, because he's just goofy and he just wants to make the world laugh. And I see that in all of us. And then, you know, you watching the reunion and they going through the Uncle Phil like memorial, and I'm just like, bruh, fuck me up, crying for that. Then they talking about the original mom, Miss Janet, and I'm like, oh, I used to see my mom in Janet. I see this beautiful black, strong image of a woman who was just smart, ambitious, and driven, and really all about her kids and her family. And I'm like, yo, this show literally raised me. And as much as some people don't want to admit it, but Hollywood and media will fucking raise your kids.
And that rolls into literally what my next fucking what my point was gonna be, is that media and what you watch and what you live in is the next to me. That was the influence.
I support your answer, Isaac, but I don't support your answer. Where you're
No, but you know what? I'm gonna touch on what Isaac was talking about, man. Like I'm gonna keep.
Go ahead.
I ain't grow up with a father. My father, he passed away when I was 9 months. I got uncles who was doing life in jail for a bank robbery. I got uncles in and out the streets, and I mean dope selling and gang banging, right? So I grew up wanting dads like Carl Winslow, Family Matters. I grew up wanting the cannons in my house. Like seeing those dudes, man, like and the way they spoke to their kids, the way they molded their kids. That's the kind of father figure I wanted. So I didn't have like a lot of male role models because the guys that I wanted to be my role models, they never really was around. It was either they was in jail or if they was around, they was out selling dope. I mean, like hustling to get their dollar. And when they stopped by, it was what's up, nephew? $1 nephew. I'm gonna see you when it's a family reunion or a party or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So these TV dads, they got me through a lot in life when it came to like blessings.
Facts. It did, bro.
So here's where I agree but don't agree. Because where I'd stop agreeing is where society puts a lot of weight on what music and what Hollywood has done to kids. Off the rip, as a parent, as an uncle, as a big brother, cousin, friend, or whatever, I'm gonna say, stop letting celebrities raise your kids. I don't care what Megan Thee Stallion is doing on stage. Raise your fucking daughter to have the values that you want her to have. If you raise your daughter the right way, she could watch Megan Thee Stallion do whatever it is she does with her super bionic knees or whatever, and it don't affect her. That's really just the way I see it. But what I'm getting at is I understand that celebrities and these idols have influences over your kids. And it's crazy because I say that almost as a hypocrite because I think of Jay-Z as one of my biggest influences. And like I look at Will Smith as one of my biggest influences. And like I look at Kobe and Derek Jeter and Dwayne Wade. Don't bring him Kobe. Top 5. So just to close the segment.
Hold on, Willie. Willie, the last thing I'll say on that is that I think you took my point a little bit misconstrued. I wasn't saying to let the media raise your kids. I'm saying the things that you watch growing up, just like Family Matters, The Fresh Prince, things like that, it influenced your views on certain things. I'm not saying it raised you.
I don't have much of an argument there. It's just something I wanted to put out. Like,
heard you.
Stop letting celebrities raise your kids.
Heard you.
Talk to your kids. Stop letting schools raise your kids. Stop letting
facts.
Be involved.
That's it. Just be involved. Talk to them.
Facts.
So to close out the segment, we got family, we got home, we got media. We only made it to 4, so I guess that's pretty good that we can kind of agree on that.
Yeah.
But before we get into the main topic of the show, I think it's time we take a shot.
Yes, sir. Let me know when y'all ready.
Go ahead, Mel. Get your apple juice.
Get your sippy cup.
Get your little sippy cup.
Your sippy whippy.
What that man said? You want some chicken nuggets?
All right, y'all. Yo, salud.
Salud, dinero, amor. We're going to get into the main topic of the conversation, the meat, the veggies, pause. We're going to get into it. Today, we are going to talk about your home influences. You're going to talk about how your hometown influences you and how you either became a product of your environment or avoided being a product of your environment. Because it's a little jaded, it's a little biased over here on this podcast, on this Good Noodles podcast, because we basically all from the same environment.
Except for Adam, he's from Fayetteville.
Except for Adam, he's from Jersey, Fayetteville, Bronx, Florida. Shit.
That nigga Adam is from Siberia, nigga.
So we're gonna talk about it. I'll start it off, and then we'll kind of get into the habits of it, because I feel like the 4 of us, we kind of encompass one particular environment.
Yeah, we all kind of come from the same demographic.
We do. But my take on being a product of your environment is that I saw early you see public figures. For me, I'm just gonna use Jay-Z. He made it to a certain level where he was in a position to give back. And even actually, no, fuck that. I'm not even gonna use Hove. I'm gonna use Uncle Steph. Stephon Marbury grew up in Coney Island.
Yes, sir. The
pride
of Lincoln High School, baby.
He went to Lincoln High School and was a national star. This is with Allen Iverson and Ray Allen and all of them coming into the league. Stephon Marbury was like, nah, I got something to show y'all. And Stephon Marbury, if y'all haven't seen it, go watch that documentary, A Kid from Coney Island.
Dog.
That will touch your heartstrings if you really bout it. And it's crazy because he got to a level, and you could ask anybody in Coney Island this, he would come back to Coney Island and just give out his shit. He would give out sneakers, he would give out clothes, whatever.
We gonna talk about the Starberries?
Yo, I got a Starberry jacket in my closet right now.
I think my mom still got my original pair of Starberries that he
fam, I don't care. I didn't care if they was $15. I could ball in them and they was affordable. Like, it didn't matter. So you get to that level, you get to that stature, and you're in the position to give back. And I saw that early, and I always thought like that could be me. I could get to that position where I could give back. Not necessarily that I was mad and angry at the position that I was in. I was only a fucking kid. Like, what you want me to do? I'm a child or whatever. So it's like, I want to be in that position. But I had to look around and see where everybody was, see what everybody's doing. Everyone's at the basketball court. Everyone's on the corner. Everyone's chilling in front of the bodega or the pizzeria or on Stillwell bullshitting or whatever the case. And this is not to say I'm better than anybody from Coney Island, because I love all my brothers and sisters and cousins from Brooklyn and from New York. It's not to say I'm better than anyone, but it's just like I found a way out without dribbling the ball. I am average at best at basketball. I'm a better coach than a player, but that's not what we're talking about. I'm not a good rap artist. I tried to write shit at one point in time in my life, but it didn't take me anywhere. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I had to find what Jay-Z calls my genius level talent, and I had to build on that. So I put myself in a position in the military that now, shout out to the taxpayers of America, I get to fucking go to school for free.
Yep.
And I am learning skill sets in the military that's going to take me wherever the fuck I want it to take me, wherever I let it take me. I'm from Coney Island, but I was never in Coney Island. I was at work. I worked at the movie theater in Sheepshead Bay. I worked at Kohl's in Caesars Bay. I worked at Planet Fitness downtown Brooklyn. I was always out the hood. But I'm from the hood. I knew what it was. I still had to run from bullets, and I could have easily been involved with a lot of shit that people were getting involved in. And I'm not knocking nobody who did it, because shout out to you, bro. Go eat.
Yeah, you got to get it how you get it sometimes.
You have to eat, bro. Like, because it came to that point where it was like, where am I going to eat next? I don't know where my next meal is coming from. Maybe mom and pops wasn't in the house. I don't know where I'm going to eat next. I don't know where I'm sleeping tonight. So I saw that. And it was like, I don't want to become a product of my environment, because the product of my environment was dead or getting shot at or up till 3-4 in the morning pushing whatever or doing whatever it was over there. And I'm not knocking them. That's not what I wanted, because my sister had my oldest niece. I was in 5th grade, and I'm like, I don't want that for her. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for whatever kids I was fucking thinking about when I was in fucking 5th grade. I didn't want it. So I had to put myself in a position to like, yo, what the fuck are you going to do to not live in Coney Island? Like, what are you going to do to live in like fucking Park Slope or one of the nice places in fucking Brooklyn or something? You know, like as a kid growing up in New York, you think in a nice neighborhood, like, what am I going to do to get to myself to the Lower East Side? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I get there? And it was tough, because it's easy to become a product of your environment. It's easy to get into it, because everybody, you look to your left, you look to your right, and everybody's involved with it. So it's like I could easily get involved with that, and boom, I'm set. I'm good. I knew the neighborhood dope boys, and them niggas just fly as fuck.
Right.
They had the cars and the clothes and the girls and the tattoos or whatever the case. And I'm like, that's how I measure success, apparently. So I think to avoid becoming a product of the environment, and it's not just in the hood. You might grow up in some fucking suburban area and you want to become a product of your environment, or you still have that resent. Like maybe you still don't want to become, you want to do some shit your own way.
Right.
There's more to the world than Brooklyn. There's more to the world than West Bubblefuck, Ohio. You have to go get it. And you have to really pick yourself up and then go get it. Like no one's gonna fucking give it to you. I've been on a Hollywood set for the last 7 days, every day for the last 7 days. And the one thing that I've heard every day by multiple people is it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
You have to put yourself in that position. You have to be a personable person. Maybe you just an introvert and you don't really fuck with that. Well, be an introvert, and in your fucking spare time where you avoiding the world, read some shit, watch a podcast, look into invest in something, like figure it out so you don't have to be in that predicament where you might be an introvert. You might fuck around and become a millionaire. You could buy a big ass house with your nearest neighbors in a different zip code.
Yeah, exactly.
Do what the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my biggest take on being a product of your environment and how your hometown really influences you, because I'm from the best city in the fucking world.
That's a fact.
I'm from the best city in the world.
Chill out.
And go ahead,
my
go
bad.
ahead, Mel.
I forgot Adam's from Fayetteville. You offended me.
I don't give a fuck. I'm talking about me. Go ahead, Mel.
Mel, can you reach the microphone?
Never say that statement right there that he's from the best city ever. Because we all know the Bronx is dirty, so you have
Bronx 95.
Hey, look, they said y'all ain't never seen a shit when motherfuckers was like, hey, New York City was named the top 3 dirtiest cities in this world. I wonder who's Bronxable. Nah, but Willie, to kind of like, roll off to what you were saying, like, I 100% agree with what you're saying. And I think it comes down to the argument of, and this can get very shifty. It comes down to the argument of we all have the same opportunity. And I'm not saying we all have the same upbringing, because I don't necessarily have the same opportunity as Timmy Turner, who grew up with his mom and dad making $500K a year each. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's facts.
So, but what I'm saying is, we all have the same opportunity to make the same decisions in our life, as far as like every man and every woman reaches a crossroads. So me and you kind of took a similar path. We were like, this Brooklyn life ain't really for me right now. Let me go ahead and raise my right hand and swear that I'm going to defend my country over all enemies, foreign and domestic. We took the same road. I got homies who straight out of high school went to college. I got one of my brothers who he literally working on his second master's right now. So you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Paul Markakis, who got his master's before he got his bachelor's. I see you.
So what I'm saying is, bro, like, being a product of your environment. We're gonna get back to that.
It's the graduation dates and shit.
We gonna get back to that. But what I'm trying to say is, being a product of your environment isn't necessarily cut and dry. Just because you grew up in an environment that produced drug dealers and gangbangers and prostitutes and, drug users, doesn't mean that being a product of your environment is that you're going to fall into one of those categories. Right. To me, I am 100% a product of my environment. Why? My environment was, like we talked about before, from being from New York, was the melting pot. So y'all see it because y'all interact with me every day. I got so many cultures mixed into me, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm Dominican. Both my parents are Dominican, but hey, I was the only Dominican motherfuckers in my high school who played basketball, and all the other motherfuckers on the baseball team. And guess what? Guess where Isaac was at during gym period? shooting threes, you know, running the layup line, like, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like, it was one of those things where I still also related to my Dominican brothers and sisters where, like, you know, like after school we'd be chopping it up. Then I started playing handball, so I was chopping it up with my Hispanic brothers. You know what I'm saying? And then so on and so forth, bro. Like, then growing up in like a mostly Hispanic and Black neighborhood, at the same time there was the Polish side down the road, and then I got to know a lot of the, you know, my Caucasian friends, and I got into different things, and then Brooklyn got gentrified, and I started like, bro, the block that I grew up on, literally in the 90s, there was the serial killer that nobody talks about. Bro, there was a serial killer taking prostitutes, taking them to the buildings, top of the buildings where I worked at, and chopping their heads off. 10 years later, that same neighborhood, now we got soccer bars, pinball bars, fucking gaming bars, all filled with fucking Caucasian people who moved into the neighborhood and is gentrifying it. And it's,
you guys can have a seat wherever you want.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, that just sound like Harlem, bro.
Bro, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, being a product of my environment is just like, that's the, like, I get a lot of shit in the military, like joking wise, as far as like people call me a politician, because I can insert myself in any situation and talk to anybody. Why is that?
Nah, bro, that means you from the city. We can adapt and react to any conversation.
Because we have the gift of gab. We can talk to anybody.
The gift of Jat is
we make it work wherever we go. It don't matter.
Right. So like we can insert
with a white
ourselves
dude, with a Black dude, bro, with a Hispanic
dude.
We can make it vibe, bro.
Perfect example, bro. Like one thing that I've been in the military 8 years now, and one thing that I've never had an issue with. What I'm trying to say is like perfect example. Like even as a private, I've never had an issue with talking to people with rank. Like everybody, you ever seen when motherfuckers come around and it be like a colonel or like some sergeant major that's not your battalion sergeant major, and everybody's like, oh yo, bro, Willie, how many times have you seen me sit in a room with a brigade commander and be like, all right, sir, so XYZ, yada yada yada,
bro,
and then walk out.
I used to be right there next to you, like
right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and guess what that's from? Guess what that's from? That is being a product of my environment. I could talk to anybody at any time about anything. And why? Because as New Yorkers, we as hustlers, look, watch, everybody shut up and y'all gonna recognize this line. Check this out. You ready? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not out here trying to sell candy for myself. I'm out here trying to sell, I'm not out here trying to sell money for a basketball team. I'm out here trying to sell money for myself. So I keep myself off the streets and put some food in my stomach. And as New Yorkers, that is second to none. We got that talent.
Yeah, that's just the culture right there. That and Showtime, that's just it.
Oh, hey, don't do it, Willie. It's Showtime.
Showtime. Yo, go ahead, Mel. What you got for us, Melly Mel?
So we all from Brooklyn, honest Adam, right? So being a product of your environment, right? I always like the fact for me, right, myself, like I think like New Yorkers, we always we stand out, right? And we tend to be our own person, our own boss, and like Isaac said, natural born hustlers. And what I like about New Yorkers, we natural born leaders. So we always pick on. I didn't want to hustle because I didn't want to go to jail. You feel me? I didn't really want to gang bang because I didn't want to go to jail. I didn't want to die. You feel me? So we got two animals. One you feed is the one that's gonna grow the biggest, right? So for me, I saw what I didn't want to be, even though what I saw is what I love. I love the street life. I love to see the dudes, sell the drugs and get the money and get the women and get the fly cars. But at the same time, I ain't like what come with it. So for me, I had to do something different, and that's why I joined the military, just like you fellas. But I had to get out that environment, and I love where I come from because it definitely made me who I am and molded me to be this dope individual. But I had to get out of it at the same time.
Nah, Mel, that's a really good point, because I tell you what, I wasn't scared of the police up until recently, like a few years ago, that I really start to have fear of the police department, and that's a whole different conversation. I was scared of my mother. I put up a front and all this other shit like Janine don't scare me, but I was scared of my mother finding out that I got arrested or I did something stupid or whatever. Like I was really out there like selling drugs or doing whatever. I was more scared of going home to my mother or my uncle than like, cause I really feel like my sister would really like be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? But I feel like my sister was really like, yo, come with me. And if you're going to do dumb shit with me. So she could really take the blame for it. And my sister was very protective, like a big sister should be. And I'm going to always love her and appreciate her for that. But when it came to like doing dumb shit and really getting involved in the life of Brooklyn, it was really difficult because I was more scared of my mom.
Yo, my God, bro.
I was more scared of my mom. I was more scared of my brother's mom, like Jerome and Kyle. I was more scared of talking to them than I was selling
Facts,
like, I'd rather like, yo, like, shout out to Jerome and Kyle and Mark. Like, Jerome and Kyle, their parents were constant churchgoers.
Right.
So I felt more scared talking to them than I would talking to the police. Like, fuck the police. I was scared to talk to y'all and tell y'all I did the wrong thing. I was scared to disappoint the village that raised me. Then I was scared to
actually like spend time in jail.
Then I was to spend time with society. Like, yo, fuck disappointing society.
Willie.
Like, I had a village that raised me. Like, mommy to Santiago. Like, I didn't want to disappoint you. And
Willie, you know Sylvia. You know my mother, right? Let me tell you a little something, bro.
I also know that I'm your mother's favorite son, but
okay, we not doing this on the podcast. Anyway, you know my mother, bro. You know my brother. So, yo, tell me why I got locked up in jail, cuffs on wrist, at 9:30 a.m. on a Saturday. I was so scared, bro, that I didn't call my mom till 10 p.m. that night because I was trying to figure out to see if I was going to be one of the lucky ones to get locked up, see the judge by 12, and go home, and my mom could never find out. Bro, I had to call my mom at 10 p.m. on a Saturday night. Hey, Ma. And she was already flipping out because she ain't heard from me all day. Hey, Ma. Where the fuck you at? In Spanish, obviously. Hey, Ma, I'm in jail. What? Bro, you want to talk about the next day?
She hung up on you?
Bro, no, she was freaking the fuck.
Oh no, all I'm gonna say to that.
It should have been Mel. But look, you want to talk about the next day when I finally got my and I was a lucky ass nigga because I actually got to see the judge on a Sunday. Y'all know them niggas don't like to work on Sundays, bro. So I got to fucking court, right? And they bring me in, bro. These niggas treated me like I was a serial killer. They hit me with the whole shackles, wrist to waist to ankles. I'm fucking like, yo, chain gang, just walking into the courthouse.
Yeah, turnstile. That's all he did.
No, not even.
So no. So before we're already really deep. Pause. Before we get too deep into the city lifestyle, what I want maybe some of our external viewers to understand is that becoming a product of your that's the Bacardi. Becoming a product of your environment is not just limited to the city boys and the city life. Like
no.
You might be from backwood America, as one of my supervisors calls it. You might be from backwood America, and this shit still affects you because the little bit of shit that you know that just comes from your town is the shit that you're gonna grow up with, and it's the shit that you're gonna implement in your kids. Like, this is the only way, this is the right way to live. And the only thing that I feel like I'm really trying to get to y'all, because I can't speak for my brothers. The only thing I'm really trying to get to y'all is that the beauty of growing up in such a diverse place is that I understand the life for everybody. I understand the life for the rich kids. I understand the life for the poor kids. I understand the life for the kids who just grew up in crime. I understand the shit, but it's up to you. Like, the kids that grow up and their parents are like, I don't want you dating outside the race or the culture and shit like that. That's cool. I fucking support it. Yo, do what the fuck makes you happy.
That's a fact.
Fuck what society wants. In some cases, fuck what the law wants. Like, do what the fuck you want to do. Like, if you want to marry the same sex, do that. If you want to marry someone outside your culture and religion, do that. My wife married someone outside of her religion. Like we have those challenges, but it's just you really gotta kind of do the work yourself to get outside of that shell, because you think of African American history, you think of Jewish history. Like, you don't think there's tension between Jewish people and African Americans in Brooklyn? Because there definitely fucking is. But I still understand, you went through some shit historically, just like the fuck we did. So you really have to be accepting. If there's anything y'all take from episode 1 of the Good Noodles Podcast, from the main fucking topic that we're talking about, and you're taking it from me, Willie Knight, first of his name, take this. I don't care what the differences are. You have to accept people for who they are. You have to accept them for who they love, what they do, what the fuck makes them happy. Because I'll tell you what, Isaac, who you fuck don't make me come. What you eat don't make
you shit.
That's on you, bro. You wanted to put 8 jalapeno peppers in your chicken stir fry.
Yo,
you had
talking about that.
You had to suffer. I didn't have to suffer.
With that being said, I know, Willie, you've been leading the charge on managing the podcast. I really do want to say from the bottom of my heart, for those listening, thank you for tuning in.
Yes,
seriously,
sir.
Thank you for tuning in. And I'm telling you, like, this is just the beginning. When we created this platform, don't think that we just created this platform to, create a revenue stream and to get, no. We created this platform because we wanted to bring y'all the laughs and the tears and the thought process that we have in the group chat. And we also created this platform because we want to see our brothers and sisters grow. So I'm telling you, if you have a product, if you have a small business that you want to get out there to the world, we are here for y'all. Yo, hit us up.
Not even about that, bro.
Hit us up. I got on Fitso right now. Shout out to Tom Sinkfield. I got on Fitso right now. Fit into stand out. Shout out to my brother's clothing line that he started to send them.
That's a fact. And a big shout out to the person who created our damn logo, Jalen motherfucking Thomas.
Yes, sir. Hold on, let me hit it.
If y'all need any kind of logo work, any kind of artwork done for any of your businesses, y'all gotta hit her up. She got you. But with that being said, we're gonna go around the room real quick. Anybody got any final thoughts?
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Mel,
I'm gonna say it right here, right? This is one of the reasons why you want to tune in, right? So we're not just guys from Brooklyn. We are guys who've been all around the world. We are guys who
I'm not from Brooklyn. Stop saying Brooklyn.
Yo, Adam, nobody's claiming you as somebody from Brooklyn. Relax yourself. Your beard don't even connect.
So you gotta understand this, right? We some city food, so we do it in the hood. We do from the military, so we can touch on so many topics and just bring so much to the platform and to the table
that's a fact.
This podcast is gonna be so entertaining because we can relate to everybody in the world.
Utica.
Yeah, exactly. To piggyback on what Mel said, like everybody said, man, like we're gonna have different views because we're brothers and we talk shit every day, but we all have our own different mindsets. We all have our own different thought processes.
Absolutely.
And they might have some similarities, but the values behind those similarities are different. So we still look at shit completely different.
And if I had a dime for every day
you're gonna hear different perspectives and different views from everything that comes from from different cultures. It's not just like different cultures like us. I'm just talking about like our ways of thinking, because our values and our concepts is all completely different. Yeah, we're still a tight shot group together as a group, but we still have different values and different core things that hold us together. So we look at shit differently.
That's a fact. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Tune in next episode. We got Mr. Pierre Griffin himself. We're gonna have a few good debates. We're gonna talk about a few different things, but If you really want to know what we're going to debate, tune into the next episode and you will definitely find out.
So with that being said, I want to make this a tradition for every end of episode. If you are listening or watching when you are home, safe, and you ain't driving nowhere, you're going to take a shot with us.
Take a shot with your brothers, with the Good Noodles.
Take a shot with the Good Noodles family. You heard me?
That's it.
Y'all ready? Yep, salute.
If there's anything y'all want to talk about, y'all post it in the comments.
Yes, sir.
Instagram,
we are open to everything and all suggestions.
Hey,
salud, dinero,
amor.
For me, this is how I want to always end my show, right? This is the Good Noodles Podcast, and this is a group of brothers, so I always want to end it off with something for the fellas, right? So for me, right, fellas, you want to know how she the one for you? If you ride around in the car with her, right, and the cops pull you over and she take that charge for that pistol under the car, she the one for you.
Yo.
Every time we do podcast, I'm going to let y'all know how you going to.
Yo, Mel, nobody's taking a charge for your Nerf guns that you spray painted black, bro.
Yo, I'm done.
He got the loaded clip ready.
Hey, cut it off. I'm done.
Say you're...